Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new match preview here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's 4th League One fixture of this season. The Royals are back at the Select Car Leasing Stadium for the second time this season, and Reading have had the toughest League One fixture list to start off this year. We started off with a game against recently relegated Birmingham City. Then we had, who a lot of people favour to be in the playoffs this year, Wigan Athletic. We then played recently promoted and full of momentum Wrexham. And finally now, we're playing again, a lot of people's tip to be in the playoffs, Charlton Athletic. Well, Charlton have had an absolutely fantastic start to this season. 3 games, 3 wins, 4 goals scored and 0 conceded. Then 3 games consist of a 1-0 win away at Wigan before back-to-back home victories over Leyton Orient and Bolton Athletic. Now, it's a strong side who have a great manager in Nathan Jones, and in my preview, when talking about League One this season, I said if Nathan Jones could convert them draws from last season into wins this year, they're going to have a very successful time, and so far he's done that this year. Charlton, the story of their season, or a little bit of the story of their season, has been scoring late goals. Late goals against Wigan and Bolton and Leyton Orient have all come in all 3 of their games, so if Reading want to be successful in this fixture, they're going to have to be switched on all the way until the referee's final whistle. Now, Charlton have assembled a really strong core of their side. The likes of Lloyd Jones at centre-back, Luke Berry in the midfield alongside Connor Coventry, and then finally up top, Ghassan Adami and Tyrese Campbell have all formed a really strong core and a strong middle for this Charlton side. Not to forget William Mannion in goal as well. He's had 3 clean sheets to start off his tenure in goal at Charlton, so he's had a very successful time. Now, something I noticed when looking at Charlton's statistics and their results so far this year is that 2 out of the 3 games have seen Charlton only have 35% possession of the ball. That's right, in the games against Wigan and Bolton, they had less possession of the ball, but came away with a win in both games, something where Charlton are being really dangerous from the chances that they get. Now, when taking a look at who scored, we can take a look at the strengths and weaknesses of this Charlton side. And at the moment, the strengths are creating long shot opportunities, defending set pieces and protecting their lead. Whereas the weaknesses at the moment is keeping possession of the ball. Now, the style of play that Charlton are going with, according to who scored, is they're going to play with a lot of width. They're going to attack down the left-hand side, and they've got a consistent first 11. Now, I think this is actually going to be a really difficult fixture for Reading. Once again, the Reading have had the toughest start to a League One season. It doesn't get any easier after this game. I mean, we were set to play Stockport, who again have won every game so far this season. Luckily, that's been postponed due to the international break. But Reading have had one of the hardest starts that the fixture list could have generated for them. And listen, I think this is going to be no easy task here against Charlton. I think last year when we played Charlton, we saw a side that was starting to find its identity under Nathan Jones, and they had a difficult time, and Reading came away with a really comfortable 2-0 win. And I think if any Reading fans are going to expect something like this in this game, they're going to need to be mistaken. I think Charlton is one of the toughest games this year, and I think Nathan Jones is a really strong manager and has started to impose his style of play on this Charlton side. Now, I think what's going to be hard for Reading in this game is, again, creating these attacking opportunities. Something we really struggled against Wrexham was creating them attacking chances. And that's something I'm hoping Reading can go ahead and get a little bit of service to Sam Smith in this game. But I think it's going to be difficult. When you play one striker and you're coming up against 3 centre-backs, it's always going to be difficult for Reading. And they're going to need that outlet in the midfield to be able to run forward and support Sam Smith. And that's normally where Harvey Nibbs is going to be available for Reading in these situations. Obviously, we've now lost Femi Aziz, who again was a massive attacking outlet for Reading, and I think it's going to be difficult for us to be able to find that attacking flow and that real drive to get through the Charlton defence. Now, if I was Ruben Soles personally for this game, I would stick Kelvin Abrafa in at right back and replace Michael Craig. I actually wouldn't take Craig out the side. I'd actually get rid of Charlie Savage in the starting 11 and play Michael Craig back in his favoured midfield position. I feel like with him being in the centre of midfield, it frees up Lewis Wing and Ben Elliott to go further forward. I think Elliott hasn't really had any restrictions in the midfield in terms of going forward, but Lewis Wing has. He's been playing in that more defensive-minded midfield slot, and I think if you've got Michael Craig in that centre midfield position, it allows Lewis Wing to go a little bit further forward, and where he's dangerous in the attacking positions. His long shots are always going to be hard for goalkeepers to work out, and his passing as well is absolutely immaculate. Now, in terms of anywhere else in the game, I maybe at left wing would would change it from Adrian Akande, maybe switching it over to Basil Touma. I think Basil Touma is someone who's looked really bright every time he's came on. I don't know, again, if he'd be playing right wing, which probably would be the spot where he would play, obviously replacing Akande with Ehibachiman playing out on the left. So maybe Basil Touma playing in that right wing spot is something we could see in this fixture. He's looked lively whenever he's played for Reading recently in the under-21s, has been class as well, so potentially could see him. He's someone that's very quick with the ball at his feet and very quick off the ball as well, and that's something Reading have been missing at the moment. Obviously with the Femi Aziz transfer, we were expected to make a replacement, and Reading had been lied to by someone in the club or someone at the EFL. Ruben Celis had that decision where he didn't have to sell Femi Aziz, but he decided to sell him because he was told he would be able to get this replacement through the door. Well, there was a miscommunication and we're not able to do that. So I don't blame Ruben Celis for being unhappy at the moment. And listen, if I was Ruben Celis and, you know, I did walk away, I don't think the fans can blame him at all. This whole situation at the moment is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, there's not much else I can say on it really, because we're still waiting for this ownership situation to be sorted. And listen, we were told it would be done last week. We were told it would be done months ago. How many times are we going to keep saying the same story? I feel like it's the boy that cried wolf whenever we got these ITK accounts saying it's all going to be done. Let's just wait for official confirmation now. Now, if in terms of the rest of the team, I think it picks itself. Joel Pereira in goal, Bindon, Mbenge, Dorset, the rest of the back four. Obviously, Elliott and Wing in the midfield, and then Ehibachiman on the wing, and Sam Smith up front. I think the rest of the team picks itself, but I think, look, Touma or Akande, be interesting to see who starts, and again, I think Abrafa should slot in at right back. In terms of the score prediction, I'm not going to be too positive on this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Charlton. They've actually had all of their games be under 3 goals this season, and obviously they haven't conceded just yet, so I'm hoping Reading can go ahead and break that and score. Listen, we don't know how they're going to react if they go behind in a game this season. Obviously, last year they managed to get a lot of draws. I think a lot of that was when they were leading and then conceding goals. So listen, if Reading are able to score first, how are Charlton going to react? They haven't been behind in the league yet this year, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But look, I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Charlton. I think there's 2,500 Charlton fans as well coming down for this fixture. So yeah, I think it's going to be a difficult one. Reading don't cope well under pressure with big crowds on the away fan side. So listen, if we can have a good performance and cope with it, maybe it's the turn of a new leaf and you know, start to see a bit of improvement in Reading. But look, I think basing it off of everything that's going on off field and the way Charlton are playing at the moment, I think a Charlton win is what we will see. That's going to be it for this video today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James, and we'll see you all again very soon. Hopefully I can sit down and talk to you guys about a couple of transfers and a takeover tomorrow, but I'm expecting another quiet deadline day. So listen, if there's no video tomorrow, that's the reason why. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.